The latest addition to Leatherneck Gallery is the 911 Cobra. So the AH-1 Whiskey Super Cobra is critical to the Marine Air Ground team. And it can fire a variety of munitions, everything from guns to rockets, often called kind of the hip pocket air for the ground force. This particular aircraft is a combat veteran of Somalia, of Iraq, and Afghanistan. So it has seen quite a bit of action over the years. And we call it the 911 Cobra because of its distinctive paint scheme. You'll notice that it's got the skyline of New York City, the Twin Towers still intact, and a striking Cobra. If you look further towards the nose, you'll see there's two Fire Department New York symbols there. And that's because when it was originally painted, the squadron was deployed to Afghanistan. A very ambitious sergeant from the maintenance shop, he wanted that paint scheme there to remind his Marines why they were fighting in Afghanistan. And at the beginning of the operations brief, they would brief a firefighter that had been killed responding to 9/11. The paint scheme was so well loved that when they turned over the aircraft to the next squadron, they kept the paint scheme as well until it finally reached the point where it was no longer flyable. The movement here was quite the adventure. They realized it was too tall to fit under the stoplights and the wires and whatnot. We brought it in through our changing gallery, which has a large bay door, where the Marines further prepped it to bring it in, kind of reducing its size as best they could. And then we cut out the drywall and started maneuvering the aircraft around the corner to try to get into Leatherneck Gallery. We brought it into the gallery, and as you can see by the footage, the aircraft was then reassembled and then painstakingly lifted to its current position. So you would think something as simple as hanging a helicopter from a roof would be pretty simple. But it's really a team effort. And the team effort starts with the curator, in this case our aviation curator, who identifies this particular aircraft. The exhibits team did a great job working with the architect of this building, and then also the contractors that literally did the heavy lifting of the aircraft. And when we look at different artifacts to bring into the collection, often we look at what's the story it tells, what's the provenance. And this one has a very distinct one with its 9/11 motif on the side of it. Wherever we can in the museum, we try to stage our, what we call macro artifacts, the big stuff, in a dynamic pose. Because that's how Marines use it. So rather than just hanging there straight and level, that attack angle we thought was very important. So the reaction so far of this helicopter in the gallery has been obviously overwhelmingly positive. What's really neat, since it's our newest addition, we have a lot of visitors that actually flew this aircraft. And so their story then becomes the story we tell about this helicopter. It's also really neat to see squadron mates get back together, swap sea stories as they're looking at the aircraft. And it's also very heartwarming to see the pilots talk to their families, whether it be their spouse, their children, about their experiences flying the helicopter. So the great thing about this AH-1 whiskey is that it now brings an aircraft that has flown well into this century. It brings the story up to nearly our current state here. So it tells more of our 250 years of Marine Corps history here in the museum.